Are you a plant enthusiast who has found themselves in a situation where you need more space for your plants, or at the very least need to find a way to organize them better? As plant people, it can be pretty hard not to buy the alocasia that you've never seen before, or that micans that you already have 5 of, or go to the discount rack and see a plant that you can save. Clearly, not buying more plants or a plant ban is not a solution for me, and not one that I can count on. Currently, we're in my plant room. It's actually a guest room and my home office. So this 3-in-1 space is getting pretty crowded. I have plants on the floor and it's gotten pretty annoying. I have plants behind plants, and the ones in the back have gotten heavily neglected by me, and they need a lot of TLC. I built a plant shelf that has gotten pretty full pretty fast. I have plant stands that clearly isn't enough, so I knew I needed something bigger. And I've searched for a long time. I even went as far as to 3D model something that I was gonna build myself. My search eventually led me to IKEA. Enter the VITTSJÖ. VITTSJÖ? VITTSJÖ. The shelves themselves are 15 inches apart, which is a pretty good size plant. The cool thing about IKEA is that some of their things have this AR feature that allows you to put their furniture in your space. I haven't set it up yet, so I don't know if my plants are actually gonna fit or if I'll be able to get rid of both of my plant stands. Currently, I have 57 plants in this space and they all need a spot, and I'm hoping that spot is on that shelf. But for now, they're in my way of building this thing, so I need to get all these plants out of here. All right, so now we're on the floor of my room. I wasn't really sure how to angle the camera to get a good view of the plants, but I'm gonna start clearing them out and cleaning the space so that we can start building the shelf. Yeah, let's go. This is my Scindapsus trubii. I got this one at Walmart. This is my second one because the first one died. I didn't know that they were prone to root rot. If you have one of these, it's good to let it dry out a little bit before you water it again. Check out this Monstera. This is a Monstera Peru. That's it. Just look at it. This one right here is my variegated money tree, and I found this one at Lowe's. From what I understand, these are hard to come by, but I don't know. I've never really been one to look out for variegation, but yeah, this one found me. These right here are my Raven ZZs. They were one plant that it almost died because of root rot. When you buy these at big box stores, they really don't take care of them too much, so I separated them and now they're growing pretty big. This one right here is my Philodendron Dragontail. It needs to be a lot. It needs a lot of things. Let's continue getting the rest off the floor first, and then I'm gonna move this camera up. Philodendron micans with a lot of sun exposure, changes color. This Alocasia Silver Dragon, by far one of the easier alocasias to take care of, so if you're looking for an alocasia, I recommend this one. This Rhaphidophora tetrasperma that I found on the floor at Home Depot. This very much neglected Philodendron Silver Sword, but if you don't have one of these, then you should know that they release sap from their stems. It doesn't get anywhere unless you touch it, but okay. All right, so all the plants are removed now. The plant stands and the other stuff that I had there. I'm gonna vacuum here and I'm going to clean the windows, but so far so good. This stand came in a pretty long box. Here is Apollo for size reference. Building this thing wasn't too hard. Like most IKEA things, the images on the instructions were pretty straightforward. And I was hoping to finish this in one go, but unfortunately I had to finish the next day. Power tools are not required, but in this part the drill was a really big help. Also, it's recommended that 2 people lift this thing, so don't do what I'm doing. Once this was up, then came the plants. And I thought this was going to be the fun part, but honestly it was kind of stressful trying to figure out what would go good where. But I know I can always move things around later. So here it is, my Space Saver plant shelf. Like I said, I ended up adding 2 grow lights, one on the ceiling and one in the middle shelf. And they're both being held on by adhesive hooks. Each hook holds about 2 pounds and the light itself is less than 4, so I know it'll be fine. I wanted something that was removable in case I change my mind, which will be inevitable. I got these grow lights at Lowe's for about 20 bucks, and if you can't find them in store, you can buy them online like I did. I was kind of iffy about putting all my plants on the one shelf, and I didn't want any more plants on the floor, so I decided to keep one of the plant stands, and I think it looks great. I think it works out. But one thing for sure is that I can't buy any more plants right now. I mean, I can. There's some space, but I'm trying really hard not to do that. The plant shelf has been a great investment. I'm able to see my plants now rather than having them on the floor all scattered and kind of overwhelming. There's some plants that have been heavily neglected and they need some TLC, that's for sure. I still have to secure the shelf to the wall, but other than that, it's still good. And like I mentioned, if you're considering getting yourself a shelf like this, then I highly recommend this one from IKEA. It's great, but only if, you know, finances allow. I know how things can be. But if anything, take this as an example of something that you could do later on down the line. Anyway, links to anything that I've mentioned will be down in the description. If you have any questions about the shelf, my setup, or plants in general, feel free to leave that in the comments. I make plant content on this channel and on my other socials, and if that's something that you're interested in, if you hit that subscribe button, I'll fill your feed with more plant stuff. Or if you're interested in watching another plant related project, watch this video.